Welcome back. So you found this really interesting guide about hydration, and you want to get past the basics, right? Like, does changing the type of water you drink actually make a difference?
Exactly. It's fascinating because we often just think drink more water.
Yeah.
But this guide suggests, well, maybe which water matters too. It lines up different kinds, talks about potential benefits.
Okay, let's jump right in then. First up is spring water. What makes it, special compared to just tap water?
Well, the big thing is its journey. It filters naturally through the earth, and as it does that, it picks up minerals, things like magnesium, calcium, potassium.
Ah, okay, so it's not just H2O. It's got this extra mineral content built in naturally.
Precisely. And those are minerals our bodies actually need, stuff often missing, in highly processed diets. So it's a subtle boost.
And the guide mentions something important about where it comes from, like the sourcing matters.
Yeah, definitely. It points out that you should ideally look for water that's sourced from protected areas and bottled right there at the source. That helps ensure it's kept its natural purity and mineral mix.
Got it. Okay, so from underground springs, let's pivot to something tropical. Coconut water, people call it nature's sports drink. Yeah.
They do, and for good reason. It's packed with electrolytes, especially potassium. Think of electrolytes as crucial for keeping your body's signals firing right, especially when you're sweating a lot.
Right, like after a workout.
Exactly. But it's often much lower in sugar than typical sports drinks, so it's a more natural way to rebalance things.
Makes sense. So if you're grabbing some, what's the key thing to look for? The pro tip.
Simple, really. Go for 100% pure stuff. Check the label, make sure there are no added sugars or weird flavorings. Keep it clean.
All right. Now let's tackle one that seems to generate a bit more buzz, maybe some confusion. Alkaline water. What's the core idea there?
So alkaline water basically just has a higher pH level, usually around 8 or 9, compared to regular water, which is closer to 7.
And the theory is.
The theory is that this higher pH can help sort of neutralize some of the excess acid in your body, from diet and stress and stuff. The science on how much effect it really has is still debated, though.
Okay, so maybe not a magic bullet, but what are the potential upsides people talk about?
Well, some studies suggest it might help with things like acid reflux. Others look at better hydration on a cellular level, maybe even some antioxidant effects. But again, it's an area where more research is needed.
And if you are curious to try it, does the guide lean one way or another on how it's made?
Yeah, it actually suggests looking for water that's naturally alkaline, usually because it flows through mineral-rich springs. It implies that might be better than the water that's artificially ionized to raise the pH.
Yeah.
Seems the natural mineral interaction might be part of the benefit.
Interesting. Okay, so away from pH tweaking, let's talk about adding flavor, but naturally. Herbal infused waters. Sounds nice.
Oh, they really are. It's such a simple way to make water more appealing. You take fresh herbs like mint, basil, lemon balm, rosemary, whatever you like, and just let them steep in water.
And you get more than just flavor, right? The guide mentions specific benefits.
Yeah, exactly. Like mint is great for digestion. It's really cooling. Lemon balm is known for being quite calming for the nervous system.
What about things like ginger?
Yeah, or cinnamon. Those can help boost circulation, so you get these subtle therapeutic hints from the herbs themselves without any sugar or calories.
That sounds like a really easy win. How do you actually make it? Just chuck some herbs in.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
The guide suggests steeping fresh herbs in, ideally filtered water. Letting it sit overnight in the fridge usually does the trick. Really lets the flavors and beneficial compounds infuse properly.
Cool. Okay, let's switch gears again. Electrolyte water. We touched on electrolytes with coconut water, but this sounds more targeted.
It is, yeah. This is specifically formulated for replacing minerals lost through sweat, things like sodium, potassium, magnesium, calcium. So it's really aimed at people doing intense exercise or activity.
Right. For athletes or just really active people, what are the main benefits for them?
Well, it's all about preventing dehydration, obviously, but also fighting off muscle cramps.
Yeah.
Replenishing those electrolytes quickly can also help with energy, endurance, and just basic nerve and muscle function. They're really vital.
But the guide had a warning here, didn't it, about picking the right one?
Yes, that's super important. A lot of the commercial electrolyte drinks are basically sugar bombs with artificial colors.
Right. Not ideal.
Definitely not. So the advice is to look for cleaner options, low sugar versions, or honestly, you can even make your own pretty easily at home. That way you control exactly what goes in.
Good tip. Okay, now for something a bit newer on the scene. Hydrogen water. Sounds sci-fi. What is it?
Huh. Yeah, it does a bit. It's basically just regular water that's been infused with extra molecular hydrogen gas, H2.
And why? What's the proposed benefit of adding hydrogen?
Well, some early research, and it is still quite early, suggests that this molecular hydrogen might act as an antioxidant. It could potentially help reduce inflammation and something called oxidative stress in the body.
Oxidative stress, like cell damage.
Yeah, basically damage from normal metabolism and environmental stuff. So the thinking is hydrogen water might help combat that. Some studies are also looking at whether it could improve athletic recovery or support overall cell health.
Sounds intriguing, but needs more research, you say. So if someone's curious.
The guide advises caution, because it is emerging.
Yeah.
Look for reputable brands, ones that are open about how they test their products
Mhm.
to make sure the hydrogen is actually in there and stable.
That makes sense. Okay, finally, let's come back down to earth. Simple stuff. Cucumber water, lemon water. Seems almost too basic after all that.
Eh.
Yeah. Oh.
But don't knock it. It's super accessible, really cheap, and genuinely a great way to liven up your water intake. And there are benefits beyond just taste.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, lemon is famous for supporting liver function, and it gives you a hit of vitamin C. Cucumber is very cooling, hydrating, and contains silica, which is thought to be good for skin health.
And the biggest benefit might just be
Honestly, that it makes water taste better, so you actually drink more of it. Getting enough hydration overall is still the foundation, and if a slice of lemon helps you do that, that's fantastic.
couldn't be easier to make either, I guess.
Nope. Just slice some up, pop it in your glass or a pitcher. Simple as that. You can mix and match too.
So looking back at all these options, it really seems like hydration isn't just about quantity, is it? The type of water can potentially play a role too.
That's really the big picture, yeah. It's not necessarily about ditching tap water, but about seeing these other options. Spring water, coconut water, infused waters as tools, maybe. Ways to add a little extra support for different aspects of your health. Variety seems key.
Right. So we've covered a lot of ground here, from minerals and springs to electrolytes, pH levels, herbs, even hydrogen. There are definitely diverse ways to hydrate, each offering something potentially unique beyond just quenching thirst.
Which kind of leads to a final thought for you, the listener. Thinking about all these different types of spring water, coconut water, alkaline, herbal, lemon, cucumber, how could you maybe intentionally choose different ones at different times, to support specific goals or just how you're feeling? It's sort of an invitation to experiment a bit, see what resonates with your body.